to your heavenly wisdom, so that no brother will attack his brethren here. In the name of Jesus, we ask, amen.
The friends. I praise myself with all my strength, with all my heart. I promise you will mercy. Everything for us. Through the light of our eyes. And I praise myself in all things. So I will be everything you want. So that you go.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Okay, I welcome you this morning once again for the continuation of yesterday's meeting. I believe we all have the agenda. If you don't have, please let me know. Okay, so so one of them is left with yesterday one, the day one, left with the 2025 IGF, and then this is Assembly Common Fund release and project. And so that we want to start with that one. If engineer, please, are you around? Planner. So who is doing that? Elvis. Where is Elvis?
Yeah, I'm going to the floor for some monitoring. He was here.
Okay, so once we wait for Elvis to do the presentation, let's carry on with MC's report on the flag and then African activity. Honorable members, so we'll go ahead with the African activity and then the flag issue, which was presented yesterday by Municipal Chief Executive. Honorable members. Is the agric officer around? Okay, so please get to it. And yes, Nando, please, are you around? Nodo, are you there? Okay, prepare. Okay, so the floor is open. Other members, let's contribute to the Kukon Kitty and then the flag issue. Honorable Imam Abubeki said.
Go handle the old chiefs that were given, and if they have any report on that, I want to find out. Thank you.
So we can give you this and make sure you answer everything.
Thank you, Honorable PM, for the opportunity. Well, the Kukon Kitty program was very successful, and in due course, after the distribution, my team and I went round to visit some of the beneficiaries across the municipality. And the feedback was very encouraging. And the birds were doing well, and most of them appreciated the fact that they got these birds, and the effort we put in educating them were meaningful. So, with respect to the monitoring, we took some pictures, there are reports on that. We forwarded same to the planning unit as well as the regional department of Agri. So, we did that successfully.
Yes, but please, like you rightly said, it was basically successful. But going out there, did you come across any challenge they were having? Because the issue of feed came up. Initially, they were promised feed. Others said they didn't get, others got. So what went out there? How was it like?
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity, Honorable PM. Those who started earlier from other regions got feed, but LaDMA Kutupon had a few challenges with respect to that aspect of the feed. Because the birds were not raised within the municipality, the feeds were given to those anchor farmers, and the birds stayed more than the stipulated period that we're supposed to go for the birds, which is not the doing of LaDMA Kutupon. It was out of some challenges, unforeseen circumstances. So, in effect, the advice was that we should distribute the birds, give them the necessary education on how to take care of these birds. We did. So, as for Ladade Kotopon. We didn't receive any feed.
Okay. Honorable Imam.
Problem, right, Honorable Gentleman, I want to say that it's a good initiative. I started mine, I have no knowledge of this poultry farm. I decided to do it myself, to learn from it. Along the line, I was having challenges. And then, because I was buying feed, which is feed. This Saturday, I will use it to organize a party. But one thing that I realized, which I want to share, Prophet Estelle told me that when I will stop buying the chemicals, use bitter leaf and garlic. And honorable, when I started using the bitter leaf and garlic, they didn't die. I didn't lose even one. But when I was giving them the modified, what courses or whatever you call it, I realized that I was losing some. But when I started giving the natural bitter leaf and the garlic mix, then you have to drop it in the water. Honorable PM, they were very strong and healthy. So I believe that we shouldn't look at the chemicals and find all those who tasted mine, like one of you yourself. You realize that mine is Then I also want to share this. I was also told to use, instead of going to buy the feed, the soya, maize, wheat, and then one, I've forgotten one. So I bought it and went to the mill and I was able to get it. I prepared the feed myself. And that also, they were very strong, no chemicals. So, RPM is a good step. Now I am moving to Turkey. Yes, because I realized that it is even tastier than one in the coastals. I have no knowledge, and I have to be frank, but I have tasted something different. And all the live soup were even different. Even the Ghana soup. What I have planned is that the next time, the young ones in my lecture university that we have space, I will try to help them and make sure that we take care of the birds and sell it and make profit out of it. We only pay my feed money because there's money in it. The one that I sold, I was able to get my the rest, I gave it out to friends so that they will experience their competitivity business. Meaning, we Ghanaians must start running it, not buying from outside. So RPM is a good initiative. I called again to find out if there is more, but I was told now it's in is it thousands or 500.
This time, they are going to consider the actual poultry farmers.
We who started and now we have realized that it will help the nation. They should rather encourage us to do more and help the nation. Because the poultry farmers, they already have the space. And so the little one that would like the Ivory Coast is doing now, every corner they plant onion. So the little that if I can do 100 beds, I should be supported rather to do 100. And then if I have to pay something to the state, it is better.
Okay, so Honorable Imam, what is your advice to that project?
In that they should target the poultry farmers. But we who are the hundreds and the 50s and the 200, we should be considered in the next distribution.
Okay, thank you.
In Lahia, do you have a situation whereby the beneficiaries consume their farms? Well, the Minister of Agriculture said in the government that some of the beneficiaries consume so I want to find out how this situation
Yes. We have institutions, but the institutions within LA did not benefit from Google activity. There's a package for institutions as well. So when it is ready, we'll just those institutions to the secretariat and they'll be considered.
But is that the answer to what he asked? Basiru, okay, so.
Oh yes. From the monitoring, it came up that some of them, like Honorable Ban said, some of them decided to enjoy it. Some also sold it. You mean the number of birds that the beneficiaries are 213 within the municipality.
That one you can't tell. Honorable Apodeki say.
Was this good initiative? It was a campaign promise by the NDC, the Feed Ghana.
I'm not even. Yeah, right around beside him, we are all part of the government. Therefore, we should be guided. So, from what my honorable colleague is saying, trying to do campaign here, it will help. Therefore, I asked honorable Simon for him to. You can retract what he said.
Retract what and take the end.
The campaign message, the NDC campaign message. We are not doing NDC MPP here. It's government. It's government policy.
Presiding member, I don't know if I said something wrong. I said I want to commend the government of the day, the NDC government, who campaigned on the promise of introducing Feed Ghana.
So the only problem is mentioning the NDC. You want to?
I thought you will even thank the president for igniting the entrepreneurship in him. That has led him to even go into poultry. That is asking for more birds.
Yes, because you really
that was what I was expecting from my honorable colleague.
Right around the president.
I'm on the floor. I'm on the floor.
Wait, resume your seat.
Imports or minimize imports. Ghana import close to 270,000 tons of poultry every year. We do that with dollar. So in trying to stabilize the CD, you need to encourage made in Ghana. So once again, we want to thank the president of the day for bringing this initiative that has brought down importation of poultry and it has stabilized the economy. On that note, I take my seat.
Very good. Honorable
Right around I believe that we are all part of the cabinet. And if you're looking at the best initiative of free SHS,
Please be guided. We are far from free SHs. We are far from that. So I'm just continue with that.
Thank you, Honorable LaDMA. You see, it is because of that policy of the MPP government. Okay, I'm doing this for you to understand that what he did was political, party politics. We are all part of the government, and I said something here that is a very in power, the party that is in power. So we should be guided when we are speaking at assembly here. But as I said earlier on, government should rather encourage the youth to fully participate in this. I have no idea, but now my experience and interest that I have, I'll do more. But I want them, the government and agri department, should target the youth and the feed. They should support them with the feed so that when they sell, they pay. Like Honorable Bashir said that some people consume, but if they provide feed and how do you call it, the multivites and other things, and I have to pay. I know the feed costs 1 cent, so when I sell, I have to pay. That's when people will be serious. But the first one, the government wants us to have interest. But if government want to involve the youth and the Ghanaians, not the poor families, but the Ghanaians who have 50 and 100 and the 150 and 200, and we support with the fee, they must pay. You know, Ghanaians, when they get free things, they don't value it. So at least we must pay something if it is a fee, because it's very expensive. The kujis, it's expensive. And I went somewhere in La Township here to get feed. Around stones, there were stones in it, stones here and that. So please, if government will support and the farmers will pay, it's important for us to pay for the feed. And then, if we have to pay tax on it, it's very important. So people will be very serious that I am not only railing this to consume, but to make money out of it and also support the nation by paying tax. So this is a very good initiative and we must all support it. We shouldn't target only they will bring they will help the nation by giving us fresh meat, chicken to enjoy. But the small scale ones also, at least, will help us to alleviate poverty. And that's what I believe. And I believe that what I'm going to say will next time run away from politics, party politics. Yeah, thank you.
Any more questions? Only on a committee.
On a committee, yes, sir. I'd like to inquire from the group director, knowing very well for the government in power, with LaDMA, if you can kindly tell us the number of threats that were received, and then kindly further explain with those beneficiaries, were you able to meet the target?
Thank you very much. The total number per the records the mortalities. So we distributed 5,855 beds to 213 beneficiaries across the municipality. With these figures, there was a shortfall of 4,000, roughly 4,000, because I mentioned that there were challenges associated with our district because our birds went far as Osudoku district. So there were challenges. That is why we couldn't receive 10,000 as a municipality or a district. That is it.
That means citizens of La who requested to have this particular project did not benefit, not everybody benefits, right?
That is true.
What is the next line of action? Should the program reinitiate?
Well, that is a strategic plan. It will be rolled out every year. So we hope that next year, when it is rolled out, maybe those we registered that couldn't get will be considered first. No. The fact is that those who we think that have done well and they are ready to upscale, then we can roll them up onto the poultry scheme for consideration. I mean, a poultry farmer scheme that the government is currently trying to help. For them, the government is targeting giving them about 1,000 beds per farmer with feed and some medications. Yes.
Not the space, not the location, not the cage and the things. They don't check those things.
We check. We know their stocking capacities of these poultry farmers, and the target is 1,000 per poultry farmer. That is it.
Thank you. Right now, I took him through this routine based on the fact that other recipients of the beds were able to house them, as in the spacing and the rest. So I was expecting that as part of our challenges, you inculcate the caging. They have this new Chinese cage that is like, I think it doesn't take this space, but be able to house almost like 1,000 beds. So I think like trying to draw attention to maybe you incorporate that in your request, as in the government reinitiating or doing it annually.
Thank you, Mr. Representative. The last one is I want to comment the agri department. They were apt to the task. The challenge of the deficit didn't take a shine. I realized that they had to manage the situation where if you were initially supposed to get like 50, then you would have to get like 30, 20, so that some sizable number or some, yes, will benefit. So I want to commend them. They come here as early as 3 a.m. to receive the beds. So I commend you and then your department.
Honorable Representative, thank you. One is a little advice to my African and our municipal chief executive and you decide about this competitive issue. For instance, if you give me a competitive 50 days to do because my advice is that you should try them. If you get into the Xmas season and give me the poultry, give me a best. I can even rally it and then get the cage in front of my house to just sell it, get something. But that's the thing that you give me that best. Is
Because the poultry people, they have restaurants, normally they supply. So my little advice to the agriculture, if that initiative is coming again, they should try to monitor, getting things to the estimates, so that if other there's maybe there's makes us wrong. Thank you so much.
Okay, so I think that's the end of the occupant. So we move to okay. Agri Director, please resume your seat.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the next is the flood. It was part of the presentation yesterday. So any question to that effect, honorable members, about the flood issue? Okay. Honorable Apodek is here.
Let me also start by commending the NAPO Directorate, the team, through this disaster.
So, Honorable, I was expecting you to allow the NAPO Director to answer all questions before you comment in. Okay.
So I'm commending that I come to
you come in. Okay.
some questions. We saw that they have the men. We only see a few of them around, not knowing. Should I say thousands or hundreds? Okay, so the affected areas, I didn't see wooden estates. Igbe town. Were they not affected? Child, Igbe town.
Thank you. One of the president, the area of mission didn't receive any complaint from that area. Honorable Nanko, you can't lean on the please.
That's what I'm saying. The reason to do it where they are located, just by the big green behind us. And even those far from the drains were affected. So when I saw the locations and then it wasn't captured, I was alarmed. That's how come I'm asking.
Sorry, a point of correction. I bet now I know Honorable Okogogo. I say Okogogo.
Honorable Ba.
No, not a Ba. Philip Oko. He's the zonal director at that area. But he brought a report. But we are yet to serve those people. But since he said wooden structure, I don't know they call it wooden structure. But I hear the name Aigbeta. So thank you.
Yeah, Honorable.
I want to find out and that go coordinator. What long-term flood mitigation projects are being implemented for prevent future flooding?
Thank you, Honorable. Yesterday,
Honorable Chief Executive pointed out that dredging and deserting is going to be the part of the assembly to prevent the future flooding. Thank you. Dredging and deserting is going to be part of the assembly to prevent the future flooding. Thank you.
So how often?
You prepare. Yeah. So if a place is ready, you can do it twice in a year or in a year.
Please, tell National Director the Interior Ministry that we beg you, you should use the microphone so that we can hear you.
okay. Yeah. Thank you, Honorable. Any follow-up for that? Elena, did you? Okay. Do you want to? Honorable,
I want to find out from the
Is it only the silting and dredging that will prevent future flooding? Only the silting and dredging that will prevent future flooding.
Thank you. We know people are living within the buffer zone, and those people need to what? Clear from the buffer zone. But assembly have to take an initiative and use the law against those who are living within the buffer zone or without a permit. So that issue have to come from assembly. Thank you.
But apart from, do you have some projection that you can project? This particular thing, I want us to project some pictures. Do you have some?
No, sir.
Okay. Not. Okay. Not all.
Okay, yo.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Okay. Honorable Basiru.
I want to find out from Nadu Director. If you tell us your mandate, is it about giving relief items or to do other things? I want to know. Aside giving the flood victims relief items. Responsibility.
Thank you, Honorable Bashir. Apart from giving relief items, NADMO have to focus on education. So that's part of the NADMO activities. Education. Thank you.
Honorable Agabo.
Thank you, Director of Land. Can you please start with by stating some of the challenges that you encountered during this travel?
Please, we can hear.
That's what I'm saying. I'm mourning, so you don't see the best of me.
So you can take the microphone from me.
Yeah.
Before honorable members, let's do this before we continue. Concerning the water crisis, we were able to get in touch with Ghana Water Company, their engineer. They want immediate action. Where the locations where the taps are not flowing, they want to get the areas. They are working on it now. Akwaji, where? Okay, the whole Akwaji. Okay, where else again? Okay. Oko, your area. Okay. Honorable Ivan Nyakuba, no water crisis.
I have enough.
Because you
are close to the sea. Cantonment.
No. Okay.
It's flowing back. We join out of our phone.
Is that all?
I'm sending this information now. Is that all? Okay, then you are Bonnie. That is a power. Mantiasi, and then you add Mantiasi. Okay, Mantiasi. Again. Yeah. Okay, I think that's all for now. So you can continue. Honorable Agabo, please continue. Okay.
Director of NAMI, greatest of respect, I'd like you to brief the House on the challenges that you encountered during the flood, then I'll come to the subsequent question.
Okay, thank you. Frank, during the flood and after the flood, we realized that we need to expand our zonal directors. For instance, we need to have a 10 zone, but now we are having 2. That's Kajano and airport zone. So the rest have to come back to our state first at the assembly here. Apart from that, we need a vehicle. Yes, we need a vehicle that will help us to be going around. Yes, thank you.
Honorable Apodekise. Follow up.
Thank you, Mr. Officer. I asked this question based on the number of personnel that were assigned to Akwaji. We have the whole of Akwaji, and let me see, 30% of the area was affected, taken from the Tenashi area all the way to Christian Close, and then to Ahmadiyya, and then areas of Nyaniba. But unfortunately for me, I had only 2 personnel coming from NADMO, and hearing that they are staffed and then they have men, I would like to know if there is a possibility of we assign or category like number of people within the electoral area so we can get ourselves familiar with them.
Thank you, Honorable. Because every zone has something between 15 or 20. 10. Each maximum 10.
But now, we have only 2 zones, rest and assembly here. So if there's a problem, we don't have a car to move quickly. We struggle to move from people from assembly to where the thing is. That's the challenges we have. So we have to be in all the electoral areas, like Alaboni, Adobeto, or whatever. We have to establish our zone in all those areas, but we don't have a place. So all of them are in assembly here. When there's a problem, we don't have a car for them to move from the assembly to the areas. So that's the challenges we have. Thank you.
Okay, so Honorable Ivan Nyakuba.
I believe Honorable Interior Ministry can hear me loud and clear. So you should watch his diction, you should speak for us to hear him. And I have problem listening to him. Honorable Director, can you tell me tell the House some of the relief items? Can you give us the list of the relief items you gave out?
Honorable, these are the items from NADMO head office or from assembly.
You are here for LaDMA, and so whatever comes from NADMO, you are here as NADMO director in LaDMA. So I'm asking you a question. What are the relief items you gave out? I'm not asking what came from NADMO or LaDMA. All the things that you share is what I want to know.
Okay.
I'm going to mention them. We share rice, mattress, cooking wire, soap, mosquito net, blanket, plastic cap, plastic bucket, plastic plate, and that's.
So please, you have the list with you there.
Yeah.
Okay. From the presentation given to the House yesterday, a total number of 901 were affected. Out of that, 560 were given relief items, if I'm right.
Yeah, you're right, sir.
So we are left with 341.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So those houses that you gave them the mattress to sleep on, are they squatters or they live in a house?
Honorable Mr. Honorable Bana.
They are the people living in the houses, not squatters. Because me, myself, I'm part of the team way around writing the name from the houses. Apart from those who are coming to register in assembly. Yeah.
So the relief. What happened in 341? We're not able to get some.
Honorable.
These
No,
people,
these people.
to call them to come for their relief item. Because before we call them, we normally sort ourselves. Pack the thing before we call them. Because if you call them to come for relief item, the pressure there is not easy. So normally, we sort ourselves before calling them to come.
So meaning we have all the relief items
Yeah.
here. May I know the list of things that came from NADMO office and then LaDMA?
I'll give you the way bill, but NADMO, you have the list here. No, I don't have it, but I have the list. But NADMO one, we can go for the way bill.
Can we get copies of that?
It's a question.
No, yes, you can get it.
What caused the flooding at Chad? Because you see, as part of your work, preventing is part of it. So what caused the flooding at Chad?
Honorable.
Before the thing, and then the dredging. Sorry. You have to do the dredging at the certain before the rain started. But we didn't do it. And the rain caught us.
If we do the silting
And the dredging
of where?
the drains. The main that is.
No, so if we do that, we will not get flooding.
Apart from that, those who are living within the buffers.
They must leave the place to allow the water to flow. Because the dredging is part of it, the sitting is part of it, and those who are blocking the waterways, we must tell them to leave the place. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Honorable. Peshi Lagoon, I know, is above the assembly. Because the cost involved in the dredging the Peshi, assembly cannot afford. So, Director General of NADMO is talking to the who come to help LaDMA start the work. So, thank you.